Happy day. This is Tirra-olufemi, your goddess guru, here to share with you a word of inspiration to assist you along your way on your path to self-realization and enlightenment, self-mastery. What I want to talk to you about today is something that people probably find themselves engaged in every now and again, if not regularly: self-sabotage. I have recently begun to explore my own self-sabotaging behavior and where it stems from. And it really boils down to this. You have to know who you are. It is so cliche sounding these days. Know who you are. Know who you are. And after a while, it kind of you start thinking, well, what does that really mean? What I want to talk about today is our identity. First and foremost, we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. How many times have you heard people say that? Bottom line is it's true. And if you only know it intellectually, you need to begin to experience yourself as a non-physical being and be a scientist, test it out, okay? But we really are souls, consciousness that had to take on a body and a persona, also known as the ego, in order to have a physical experience. It's just how it is. It's the structure. You can't have a physical experience if you don't have a body. And along with having a body and a physical experience is having an ego, a personality, a persona. It's a wonderful thing. It is awesome. The problem is that so many of us identify more with our egoic self. And egoic, when I'm talking like that, it's not bad. It's just a level of identity. There are many levels to your identity, to my identity. So we have to understand ego is a great thing. The issue is that most of us have never been taught what is called healthy ego development. And so we have identified our identity is largely steeped in this physical expression. That's what this body and this personality is, a physical expression. And it's a tool so that we can come here and have a great time in this physical reality called Earth, life, the human being experience. And so when we begin to identify more with our persona, our ego, that's the word I'm primarily going to use today, our ego, then what begins to happen is we begin to construct this persona. We come here as babes, largely unconditioned. We come here and we don't think much about ourselves, anything. We don't judge stuff. It's after living here and being taught to make this judgment or that judgment or to draw this conclusion or that conclusion that we begin to have opinions or believe certain things or have certain belief structures. So what ends up happening is we begin to construct our identity, our egoic self. We construct it. It's like putting together a building, brick by brick. And it becomes, to a large extent, brick and mortar type experience. You can't even step outside of it because you have to live this thing. So what happens is when we begin to feel an urge to do something different and start saying, well, instead of being overweight, I'm going to lose weight. I'm just going to start exercising and eating right. Instead of working in this career where I feel pretty safe and I've had some level of success, if for no other reason, I have a job in it. But I think I want to go back to school and do something different. Or if we feel like, I believe I want to make new friends, have different experiences, start something new. Well, what will happen for a lot of people is they'll set out to achieve a goal. But what ends up happening is they'll do something to totally sabotage themselves. How many people have been trying to get something done for years? They try and they try and they try and they can't do it. So many of us know people like that. Some of us may be those people. So what do? What you have to understand is who is running the show. What is making you not achieve your goal? You keep running after it. You keep going for it. At some point, we all pick up and we chase after this thing. Well, I submit to you today that it is your ego. The identity, our persona, there's a wisdom in it. Because when we get here, that wisdom has to make us move and function, and it takes on what we're telling it. You're this, you're that, you're a brown-skinned woman, which means you're black. And you can hang out with these kind of people and do these kinds of things. Or, you're Asian, which means this is how you got to be. Or, you're Hispanic, so you got to be this way. Or you're white, so you got to be this way. All of us know this. We all know. We identify on some level with something. And our wisdom, the wisdom of the level of identity in ourselves called our ego, will say, okay, we got to make this thing happen. To keep this ego going, we have to keep everything in place that built it and keeps it intact. We got to keep it all in place. We got to keep doing the same thing over and over, because that's how we're going to make it. And so that, I am submitting to you, is one of the number one reasons why people sabotage themselves all of the time. It's not that we're bad people. It's not that we do not have the power within, because, see, look, you are powerful beyond measure. Do you hear me? Powerful beyond measure. So you have the power to take this in control. Just take your ego and say, look, I need you. You're not going anywhere, but we're going to do things differently. And you have to let your ego know, I can never get rid of you. I have to have you. So I need you on my side. I'm telling you, it works. You have to start talking to yourself and say, look, I know this used to work for us. No more. We're doing things differently. You have to choose the new. You have to choose the new attitude. You have to choose a new identity. And the first thing you've got to do is to shed everything you believe about yourself. And the way you shed it is you don't just let it go. Test it. Is it true? Is what you believe about yourself causing you to have a greater experience in your life? Is it leading you to happiness? More than anything, are you able to express the wonder and greatness that you are in your present state of being, in your present state of thinking, in your present state of identity? Because who you identify yourself as, you got to live that thing out in order to keep it. But if you begin to say, you know what, I transcend all of that. At any moment, I can be anything that I want to be. I learned in my studies in the ancient spiritual system out of Kemet that the better way to approach this is to be no thing, to just be present, aware, and experience. And whatever it is that you need in the moment, that is what you are. So some of us are largely watery in nature, emotional, not necessarily in a bad way, but we don't mind emotion. We feel it. We love it. We're into the arts. Let's harmonize. Let's be friends. And that's fine. But if I choose, that's who I am. I must be that at all times. I can't be anything other than that. And I am brought into a situation where I need some fire, I got a problem. So my thing is, let's be what we need to be in the moment that we need to be it, but I don't have to be any one thing all of the time. So your ego, know who you are. If you have not identified your ego, if you can't step outside of yourself and look at you and say, wow, that one, she's going for best role as an actress, as a woman who was born in America, Academy Award winning type stuff. You can't step out and see you're really just an actor in life, writing your script moment by moment. You need to get that experience. And once you begin to do that and identify your ego and begin to tell your ego, you're not in control of anything. It is the divine spirit inside of me that will lead and run this show. You have to let it know that. You have to make that choice. And once you begin to let your ego know, you're not in control. I do love you and I need you. I love my ego. I love this part of me. It's just a suit that I decided to wear, and a good one I may add. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, you have to let it know. I need you, and this is your job. Your job is to be the way that we manifest the wonderful things in our lives in this physical realm. That's your job. Your job is not to lead the show, because the ego can only lead you so far. It's a construct, so it has limitations. Don't live your life based on a limited ego construct. Break yourself free, okay? Get out of it. Step into a place where you're like, I don't even know who I am. That's so how far wide and expansive I am in my understanding of who I am. And I will use my ego to do great works to make a difference in this physical level of reality, which is, it is an awesome place to be. There's so many opportunities here. And we're supposed to be loving it. Okay? Even the moments that don't feel good, after a while you're like, I'm alive. So those feelings are okay too. The good and the bad. I lived a full human experience is what I want to say when I die. I had good times and bad. But I tell you what, I'm choosing more good now. Why? Because I know who I am. I don't have to suffer. I don't. I can have any good experience, life-altering moments that just take me to bliss that I desire, and so can you. So you want to stop self-sabotaging. I've been wondering how many people are sticking with their New Year's resolutions. It's February. How many of us are still there working on it? Well, here's something to help you along your way, because I'm determined. We are making it, people. Do you understand me? We are making it. So this is what I submit to you today. If you're self-sabotaging yourself, a lot of that has to do with the fact that your ego just might be saying, I got to keep the status quo in place to make me stay active and alive. Let it go. Tell your ego, your human level of identity, you're not running the show, but you're a part of the show, and this is what you're to do. Choose how you live, okay? Expand your identity. This is tirra-olufemi. I'm your goddess guru. It is so good to share this moment with you today. I do appreciate you for watching this video. If you look in the little box below with information, I will list my email address as well as any other information. I wrote an article on this. Any other information that can assist you with moving beyond self-sabotaging and stepping into the greater you. Peace.